Machiavelli Mills TV, and wow. I just saw a video, a clip of y'all boy, y'all favorite community activist and new black leader, Charleston White, losing his mind in an interview with a young Chicago brother by the name of DJU, a Chicago DJ and interviewer. He interviews a lot of different artists and entertainers and a lot of different talents and creators around the city of Chicago, giving them a platform to discuss their endeavors and also to discuss their origins and, just spreading awareness about the things that they do around the city. A while back, he did an interview with Charleston White. He now did a second interview with Charleston White. And in this clip, I see him losing his mind, acting like a petulant child, screaming, calling black mothers out of their name, every name in the book, talking about them like they are the most despicable things at the bottom of his shoe, going to go get a gun and cocking it on DJU, all because DJU asked him to take it easy on the mothers of some dead rappers in Chicago. DJU simply suggested that he take it easy on the mothers in Chicago and how he talked about them and covered them, and Charleston White lost his mind like a little itty-bitty boy who is emotionally unintelligent. This is the same dude that y'all say is a great activist, a great leader, a great role model, so on and so forth. All the Charleston White stands, not fans, but stands, because they absolve him of everything he does. Y'all tell me how great he is and how he's just a knowledgeable person, how he's needed in the community. And then you see this brother pull a gun on another black man simply because the black man disagreed with his approach on something. He lost his mind, cocked the gun, acting like he's going to do something to a brother who simply suggested that he take it easy on his coverage of young black mothers in Chicago, right? I watched Charleston White in that clip sit around talking to DJU, calling FBG Duck's mother a funky HOE, telling her and other black mothers in Chicago to suck his D, calling her a rotten H word, calling her a B word, telling them all you HOEs, bury y'all babies, F y'all, what he telling them? F y'all, trauma, so on and so forth. Talking more, he's in the video, he's in the clip, talking more ignorant than the gang members he criticizes on a daily basis, acting way more ignorant than them. Just unruly, uncouth, just acting a damn fool. Grown man that can't handle a simple conversation, losing his mind, right? And there's no way you can look at that man in that clip and tell me that's a young man that men in the community should follow. They should not. The young black men in Chicago should not follow the gang members, the rappers that's in gangs. They should not follow them at all. They should not follow the gang members or the young black men in gangs that's rapping. They should not follow them. But they also should not follow a man like Charleston White, who was a walking hypocrite. And then, listen, all of us can be hypocritical in certain things. But this brother, he takes the cake. He is a clout demon if I ain't never seen one. Just a guy that just seeks and just wants clout everywhere he goes, acts a damn fool and throws his hands up in the air and has an excuse for every single thing that he does. The same man I watched call King Yella, Chicago rapper King Yella, Chicago rapper turned vlogger King Yella. He called King Yella's daughter a ugly little bitch, a ugly little B word, and he got away with it. And I saw grown men and women making excuses for that coward, talking about a little baby that could not defend herself. So when I see them acting a fool like this, it's not surprising. It's not surprising to me. I'm just looking at the rest of y'all Charleston White stands and wondering when y'all gonna realize your boy is a fraud. Talking vile about the same women he had a dinner with. Acting like, again, a petulant child because someone asked him to lay off the mothers a little bit. Telling the city of Chicago, in my city, F us. Telling the city to suck his D. Telling us all this, right? Telling us all of this. Talking to a guy who's not a gang member, who's not a threat to him, who's a cool, calm, and collected individual, which I don't know why he had all this animosity for DJU. DJU is a cool guy. He don't try to be no gang member, trying to talk tough to people, none of that. He tries to be fair. He tries to be reasonable in his approach. He tries to be objective in commentary, so on and so forth. And you got Charleston White talking to him hostile, talking to DJU as if DJU was a guy out here killing babies and running around gang banging. That ain't him. It's crazy, man. Telling DJU what he can't tell him to speak on pulling a gun out. Are you crazy, bro? Are you crazy, bro? He's even more emotionally unintelligent as the gang members he hates. Seriously. Pulling out a gun on him, on DJU for telling you to take it easy on the mothers of the deceased rappers in Chicago. And all the Charleston fans will scream out, he's really helping the community. He's helping the community. How? Teaching the young boys when stuff don't go your way and you don't like what's being said, grab a gun and try to act threatening and cuss and holler and scream and yell like a little ass kid. My 11-year-old daughter is more mature than that man. I got an 11-year-old daughter who's way more mature than Charleston White. Like, for real, I would never have my young children, I got 2 young children. I would never have them watch their brother and say he's a role model. I would never have my cousins look at him and say he's a role model. Yeah, he says some things that are right, some things that are true, and some things that I agree with. But hell, brother, even a broken clock is right twice a day. That does not make him the end-all be-all of the black community and the Messiah, the absolute, the guy that we should look up to, the guy that we should put on a pedestal and praise. No, he's a clown, a character. He talks about being a character. He puts on a character to get clicks and views and all of this, right? And people fall for it and always excusing everything he does. But I tell you what, if he calls your daughter an ugly B word, if he talks about your mother heinously, and I know some of the black mothers in Chicago did not do the best job in some of the rearing of these children. I recognize some of them were negligent in certain things and they didn't hold some of their children accountable, and some of them did. But those young men chose to run through the streets ripping wild and running wild while their fathers were absent and not in their lives, and they tried to do the best that they could to reel them in, but it didn't work. But for him to sit in there and talk crazy about black women that he says he tries to protect, he talks as if he was caring about the black mothers. Like, oh my God, I got to protect these black mothers. They don't want to hear their children getting disrespected on a daily basis. They don't want to hear people smoking on their sons. They don't want to hear their sons being degraded on a daily basis. I speak up for the mothers of Tuka and all of that. Talking about he speak up for them, then calling them all type of names and bitchs and all type of scum and telling them to suck your D. Are you crazy, bro? You out your damn mind. Pulling out a gun. And the thing about it is, DJU is a civilian, just like myself, right? He ain't no street dude. By right, he should have pulled one of Charleston White's signature moves and called the police on his punk ass. Call the police on him. He loved to call the police on everybody else. DJU should have called the police on that brother, saying, hey man, police, I got a dude threatening me with a gun. He's threatening to use it, cocking a gun. I hear the gun cocking in the background. He's threatening to use his gun on me. Yeah, come get him right away, expeditiously. Like the guy like Tip said, and that's the guy that, Charleston White is into it with right now. Just an absolute clout mongery, just looking for clout any way he can, pulling out a gun on a brother for simply just telling you, hey, just take it easy on them. Losing your mind because you just so emotional. Because a lot of the Charleston White fans and stans, they tell people who criticize Charleston White that we're too emotional. Take your emotion out of it. Look at that brother. I'm talking about emotional, more emotional than my little children. He's more emotional than my daughter. My daughter don't even act like that. She 11 years old, acting all, throwing a damn hissy fit. Because you don't like something somebody said. You don't like, not even something somebody said. You don't like the way a brother just told you to take it easy on that. So you ready to act a damn fool. He's telling you, hey man, listen, we speaking for the upliftment of these black folks, and you all for the, if you're for the upliftment of black people, take it easy on the black mothers, and you lose your mind trying to get a gun on him, a brother that you know ain't even gonna do that. He ain't even trying to be confrontational with you. How tough that make you? He sure ain't. I mean, he tried to stand his gun with Breezy, but he ain't pull out no gun on Breezy, for sure. And Breezy was still trying to be emotionally intelligent as best as possible when he was into it with 600 Breezy, right? He lucky he wasn't talking to a young Chicago hothead, a hothead young man in Chicago, because I know plenty of them. And as soon as he put that gun down, they would have beat Charleston White unconscious. They would have beat that man unconscious, and then he would have been hollering about how we need to protect him, and this crime is just so ridiculous and all that, after pulling a gun out on the brother. He pulled the gun out, acting like he was going to do something and didn't use it. And that's the street rule number one. If you're going to pull it out, you better use it. Because if you don't use it, you're going to lose it, brother. You feel me? So all of that, as soon as he didn't use that gun, I know a lot of young brothers, some of my family members would have beat him to sleep. As they should have, for pulling out a gun when a brother just simply disagreeing with you, right? But I don't blame DJU for not doing nothing to him, because Charleston would have called the police on DJ White as soon as he would have done it. DJU, I'm sorry. And DJU is not no street dude and nothing like that. But just like, man, you know, and this is a lesson to DJU too. Don't interview that brother no more. I know it's good for clicks and views and for the building, for the expansion of your channel. But DJU, at this point, you've made a great name for yourself. You interviewed a lot of great people in here. You've done one interview with Charleston White already. You got a great audience. You got a great subscriber base. You talked to interesting people, asked interesting questions. Your channel gonna be fine without Charleston White. Leave that goofy alone. You know, it's just so funny to me. Charleston White says he hates when people talk about their dead ops, but he's dissing these young men all the time and their mothers, and then expect us to take, oh my God, he's really, we got to play. You know, Charleston White fans they try to do all these mental gymnastics to try to get you to think that Charleston White is really doing some good stuff for the people, and he's really doing great work, and he's doing God's work and all that. Get y'all silly ass out of here. He pissing on y'all head and telling y'all it's rain, and y'all let it trickle down on y'all and letting y'all drinking it like it's medicine. Like, come on, fam. Like, get up out of here, bro. Like, and don't let nobody piss on you and tell you it's rain and let serve you any type of thing and you take it. Like, is you crazy? I'm more intelligent than that. My father and my mother raised me to be able to understand what I'm seeing through my own lens, and then say, to assess if that person is really good for the people, if they're not. If they're really just, if they're really just clout chasing, or if they're not. I can see it a mile away. The brother just clout chasing. The brother just clout chasing at his finest. Clout chasing, man. So I can see, I got discern. You know, I've been able to be blessed with discernment to tell that brother he ain't for the people. Charleston White out here, you know, his fans telling us that he not doing any damage and he's helping the community. Are you serious? He not doing any damage or hurting the families? You know, that he's hurting the same families he says he speaks up for. Talking about he speak up for Duck and Took and all that, hurting the same families, talking about their sons, talking about them, talking crazy. Charleston White is a grade A hypocrite and a clown. He is just as ignorant as the people he says he's against. That ain't no... Charleston White is not a righteous brother. He ain't a righteous brother by a mile, by a foot, by an inch, by a centimeter. None about, like, he ain't the... No, none of the sort. He's not a righteous brother at all. He preaches about gun violence, but can't handle a simple conversation with another black man who's not bucking at you, who's not trying to talk crazy to you, who's not trying to get tough with you. He's talking to you in a civilized, calm tone and demeanor, and here you go trying to get a gun out on him. Are you for real? The same person that preaches about gun violence, now you reaching for a gun because the dude asked you a question? Clown. That's why his woman ain't with him right now. His wife left him because she realized he's a clown who was a whore for attention. He's an attention whore. What I told y'all, Jay-Z said before, except that fame is the worst drug known to man, is stronger than heroin. When you can look in the mirror like there I am and still not see what you become. I know I'm guilty of it too, but not like them. Charleston lost his damn mind, acting like a buffoon in the interview. His actions were despicable in that interview with DJU TV. Up the gun, didn't use it out, talking all this crazy. I promise y'all, man, he's very lucky that DJU was a positive young black brother, man, who got his head on right, who not trying to lose everything he's earned, who's out here just trying to make a living and trying to do well for his family and trying to spread awareness of the talents and the creators around Chicago. He lucky he was interviewing that young brother, because I promise y'all, a street dude in Chicago with no sense, or a street dude lacking emotional intelligence just like Charleston White, would have punished that man, because he deserved to be punished for pulling out a gun on a brother for simply just disagreeing with you, or is telling you to change your approach in a calm tone, right? Pulling out a gun and didn't use it, sat the gun down. Like I said, y'all know in the streets you better use it or lose it. I know plenty of family members, some of my family, some of my cousins, some of my people, some people that I went to school with, some of the people I went to school with would have beat Charleston to sleep. Playing them type of games, these internet ass games, playing around, talking crazy, thinking everybody playing the same game you playing. Everybody ain't playing them type of games, brother. You know? But again, the brother is vile for the community. Teaching young black men when they don't like something, grabbing a gun, threatening dudes, cocking guns, talking crazy, telling everybody to suck yo you know what, and inviting men to your genitals, and inviting people to your genitals, talking crazy about mamas and all this, and you bitchs, all type of crazy. Like hysterical nonsense when stuff don't go your way, you throw a temper tantrum like a fucking child. Worse than any of my 2 children. Get out of here, man, clown ass dude. Machiavelli Mills TV, y'all get your boy Charleston White. And if you want to see what I'm talking about, go on Instagram and put in DJU312. That's DJ, the letter U, 312. Put in that handle on Instagram. Search that handle, DJU312, and you'll see the clip that I'm talking about. Charleston White losing his damn mind like a little kid. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.